Look at that drought monitor here on the Central Coast. So let's dive right in. Firstly, to those reservoir capacities, continuing to see even more good news this week on these reservoir capacities. Continuing to see several that are up towards 90, even 100% of their capacities. A few actually dropping slightly just because they're having to let water out of our reservoirs. Definitely a different situation than we were in just a couple of months ago. Lake Nacimiento at 87.8% of their capacity filled right now. That's up 13.1% just from last week, and we've been seeing these dramatic increases week after week over the last few months as we've seen lots of rain on the Central Coast. Now we're just hoping that we can continue to keep a lot of this water here on the Central Coast, continuing to hope that we're going to see a lot more of those good conditions here for the Central Coast. But even though we saw a lot of rain over the last few months, all of these are not all the way up to those capacities, so we could still use even more probably a little bit later once we recover from these latest systems. Lake Lopez at 51.7%. That's still 7.2% up from just last week. So good news there. Checking out those drought monitor conditions across the state. For the first time in quite a while, we are continuing to see a very few areas of some areas not in drought. So there's one area in California, just in the most northern portions of Northern California, that is out of those drought conditions. Everywhere else still in drought conditions though. So we still could use even more rain. I know that doesn't feel possible at this point, but still good news from the last couple of weeks. We do have those dramatic decreases in those drought stages across large portions of the Central Coast, continuing to see that severe drought in the Central Valley and into many of our interior valleys, moderate drought elsewhere in the Central Coast, and then we've been decreased into that just dry category. That is the lowest level that this drought monitor goes. That's all of this yellow. That's just the dry category. So really good news there, continuing to see very hopeful conditions on our drought monitor. But now we're not going to really be seeing much more rain, at least over the next couple of weeks, as high pressure begins to set up in the Pacific Northwest, and that's going to help divert any of these storms well up to the north of us, so keeping us nice and dry not only for today but through the rest of the forecast as well. Temperature wise, 53 degrees today in Paso Robles, 57 in San Luis Obispo and Santa Maria, 59 in Lompoc, and 59 in Santa Barbara for today. Along our north coast, Morro Bay at 57, 54 in San Miguel, 59 in Avila Beach. In the Five Cities region, Nipomo at 58, 57 in Arroyo Grande, and 49 degrees in California Valley. And along our south coast, Goleta at 57, 57 in Los Alamos, and continuing to see those temperatures rising over the next couple days. Lots more sunshine is expected. No major concerns in your forecast. Just beautiful sunny skies all the way through the end of next week. Janelle, back to you.